Oh shit, that's still recording.
What's up, y'all? This is episode 2 of the Roast Podcast. Before we go into any topics, I mean, you guys know who we are. You got Jay, you got Jacob, Miguel. Before we go into these topics that we have, I was actually talking to the guys about this earlier today, actually this past week. We've had a very fucking big turnout with these shorts that we had. Kind of want to go over this real quick. I know it's not part of the topic, but it's actually really fucking dope to see this. So on our clip of Tino... Sorry, Tino. Everyone.
I'm not sorry.
Everyone saw the video of you deep throating a hot dog at Dodger Stadium on Cal State Dominguez Hills night, for being specific. And by a lot of people, I mean a total of technically more now, because now that I just saw it, 16,500 views on all social media. So 3,000 on Instagram. I think I saw 4.2 on YouTube. It might have changed now. And before I saw this, or before I saw TikTok's recent one, it was 8.9 thousand. Right now I just saw it's at 9,000. So that's actually really dope. And we want to thank everyone on behalf of the podcast. You know, thanks for showing a lot of love and support to this, because it's like, that's really fucking dope for us to see. A lot of good turnouts, a lot of good feedback, a lot of funny things we'll go over in the podcast. I'm pretty sure he knows what I'm going to talk about, unless you want to talk about it now. But yeah, we want to say thank you to that. I don't know if you guys want anything to or have anything to say about that, but for me, I want to say thank you for that.
Just appreciate all the support. I mean, all the viewers that we got so far on YouTube, and then all the interactions we've had on whether it's TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube as well on the shorts. We just appreciate all the, positive feedback, all the reactions that we gave you guys, and just stay tuned. There's more to come.
Yeah.
Just thank you, everybody. Keep sharing it, sending it to other people. We're trying to make this a blow up, and as of right now, good turnout for the first episode. So hopefully as we keep going, it just keeps growing.
Yeah. You know what? I kind of want to talk about it. So we had 2 clips that went up. So I have the sports shit here, but I want to talk about that. So we had 2 clips that came up, or that we posted. Tino's Glizzy video and the survival or the island items 3, the Fifi video. The best way to say it.
Best way to say it.
That's got about 3,000 right now on Instagram. It's still growing. I'm still trying to get used to YouTube shorts and all that stuff and how to post it.
We're not pros. We're learning as we go.
I'm good with promotions based on the music stuff, but I'm trying to understand certain things, especially with uploading podcasts as well. But it doesn't have that many views compared to Tino's Glizzy video. It's got thousands of views, but there is one view in particular that saw it and liked it on our story. Would you like to elaborate on that? Or
so in that, during the podcast when we did that segment, my top 3 survival things were going to be K-bar, blanket, and personally, anybody could take a Fifi out there to the wild with them, whatever. My preference, I like to get, a little detailed and everything, and my personal preference was the Violet Myers Fifi. If you don't know, look her up. Guys, you guys know why, but Violet Myers, she's a actress, so she has her own Fifi out there, and when we posted the video, whatever, we were getting these little reactions on Instagram and stuff like that, and then we got a response, not a response, but a like from her, and when I tell you, my fucking stomach dropped. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Ain't no way we just start out and we got her to like it. And come to find out, Jimmy was the one that put it out there and everything like that, and got her to, we got her reaction from it. And it was nice to know that, she's not thinking of herself like as a big personality. She supports small podcasts like us, and thought it was funny that we would put that out there.
Yes. So, Myers, if you watch this one, my boy's looking for you. Just want to let you know. He's looking for the real thing. You know what I'm saying? He's not looking for the mechanical object that you sell on your website. He's looking for the life-size Violet Myers limited edition Fifi.
I mean, he'll take a blow-up doll if you have one of yourself.
If you got a picture of it,
take it.
Cardboard cutout.
I kind of thought of a merch. I kind of thought of a merch idea of that too. I kind of want to put a shirt and it says like the Roast Podcast, and then it says like Fifi Machine or some shit.
I'd rock it.
Like, I think that was pretty funny when I thought of
Fifi
it.
Pounder.
Fifi Machine, Fifi Pounder, certified, and it looks like it's actual mechanical shirt. But yeah, despite the view difference between Tino's video and the Fifi one, they both got really good feedback and a lot of good traction that we were looking for. So for the first episode, we want to say thank you to that. I wanted to bring that up first because like that whole time we posted it, I just kept telling the guys like, y'all got to look at this shit. Like, this is crazy. And obviously with music, I'm always keeping it to myself, posting it. I know my views and what I get on when it comes to like album teasers and all that stuff, but
-2
-2 because my mom unsubscribed. But I wanted to check that out because it was really cool to see, and I was like, these guys got to know because this is something out of my element. So doing this is really fun, especially after this first feedback that we got and the outcome that we have and the results that we have, and we're not fucking done with it. So it's a really cool thing to see.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Appreciate all the feedback again, and repost the clips, send them to other people that don't know about us. Yes. The more that know, the merrier. The more the merrier.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely more where that came from. But okay, so now that we got that out of the way, I know I wanted to make sure that was good out of the way. But yeah, once again, thank you. On top of that, last episode, everyone asked us a bunch of questions. I know there was a lot of questions, but now we're going to emphasize on certain questions. So one of them that we've talked about was sports, our teams. Behind closed doors, we talk a lot of shit. I'm pretty sure these two assholes always bash my team all the time because we've choked so many times. So, and I'm going to be honest, we've had a shitty quarterback issue. So I just want to point that out.
Yeah, they got the let's ride.
Steelers Nation, let's ride. Let's cry. Fuck you. I kind of a little bit more confident though. I'm a little bit more confident because there's somebody more tenured. So I'm like, I just hope.
Yeah, no Big Ben.
Yeah, but yeah, it's true.
Even then though, if I was sitting in the GM seat in Pittsburgh and I have Russell Wilson, 2-time champ, then I have a more youthful quarterback in Justin Fields, I'd let Justin Fields still start over Russell Wilson just because that playbook would open up a lot more for you guys, just because based off of his athleticism, Fields' athleticism.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Russell Wilson, his first 6-7 years in the league, I mean, he was Justin Fields before Justin Fields came out, but age, like, it catches on to everybody else, caught Russell Wilson. He's not as agile, can't slip out of the pocket. You guys don't have the best offensive line, so he's going to have to eventually move out of that pocket.
Yeah.
I don't think he has the agility or that strength to power through some kind of DN, D tackle, or linebacker breaking down on him.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. If it wasn't the quarterback issue that we've been having for a while, it was definitely the lineman issue. Because yes, once Ben was gone, it was like, what are we doing? Like, we need somebody.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett ain't work out for you guys.
And the
that
project, and we had, but honestly, in my opinion, and I've said this a lot to a lot of other Steelers fans, that was the worst quarterback lineup that we've ever had. Because I don't like Mason Rudolph. I think he's a fucking prima donna. Trubisky, average below average at best, if I'm being honest. And Kenny Pickett was a rookie that was getting thrown out into the deep end because the other two weren't picking up slack. And I gave a little bit of leniency to Mason Rudolph this past season because, once we were kind of fucked with our quarterback issue, he took us to the playoffs. Granted, we didn't get that far. We had the Bills first round, but it was just like, we wanted to, we needed to get something better out of that. And I know with these two, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, that we have a lot more tenure and a lot more, agility from Justin Fields, and we have a lot more veteran status from Russell Wilson. I think that if they put him at the team and then they build up their O-line, then we can start making better plays.
Yeah, because you guys got Pickens, and I put Pickens in the top 10 of the young receivers in the league.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to be top 5. He hasn't had that breakout season like
But he also
Chase.
hasn't had a quarterback.
Yeah, he hasn't had that quarterback. So, but I mean, if you compare him to other guys that came out either with him, before him, or after him,
Mm-hmm.
he still puts up production. Obviously, nowhere near Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Smith, DK Metcalf, and AJ Brown numbers. And those guys don't even hit Tyreek Hill numbers. Tyreek's in his own league right now. But you got him. You guys need to find your core running back, because that's the one thing I hate is when a team tries to go running back committee, and you got 3 backs that are constantly rotating out. I think you should have your every down back pretty much out there, and then if you're on short yardage situation, you bring down your third down back, your bruiser, the guy that's gonna fucking run through the A gap, blow up either the nose tackle or D tackle or that middle linebacker that's coming down into the gap. So you guys need to find that. And then if you guys look at the other side of your lineup, on the defensive side, your D-line is aging. Cam Hayward is on his way out.
Yeah.
He has 2 years, I say, left in him.
I don't even think 2 years. I think a year.
And I don't even think the Steelers have even really thought about
Addressed it.
Addressing it. And then even looking at this year's draft and then last year's draft, they're more addressing the whole offense thing than worrying about their defense. And at the end of the day, it's gonna kick them in the ass.
Yeah, and I know based on this last draft, just by looking at our draft picks that we have right now, it was primarily offensive. I mean, granted, we have to rebuild that O-line. I know a lot of people on social media, we got to build the picket fence, but Pickett didn't do shit, and now he's in a different team. But it's like we got an O-line, we got a center, wide receiver, we got one linebacker, offensive guard, DN, cornerback. So majority of it's in the first, I want to say 4 rounds, we had one defensive, the rest were offensive. Granted, like I said, we have to rebuild our linemen too, but it is accurate. Like it makes sense that we have to fix our defense as well, because we have a lot of tenure, but think about it with Big Ben. Like every year, I kept getting more annoyed. I was like, bro, why the fuck is he still playing? Like, no disrespect. Like you paid your dues, whatever, but why are you still there? Like, I would rather see him as a quarterback coordinator or quarterback coach because of his tenure, because of his veteran status, to rebuild the quarterbacks that we had.
I mean, the way I seen Big Ben, he was one of the tougher quarterbacks to bring down, it looked like, just because of his stature, how big he was.
Oh, yeah.
And then he could maneuver out of the pocket if need be. He didn't do it a lot, but I don't think he would be like a big coaching candidate or anything like that, or OC or quarterback coach that any team would actually try to
consider.
Yeah, consider. I mean, he did throw a lot of picks. He tries to look his receiver. He looks his receivers off a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, sometimes he gets them set up. I mean, look what happened to Juju. Look what happened to AB.
We even had Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell did some damage too.
Le'Veon Bell, yeah.
But it's like, fuck, man. Like, now we're kind of rebuilding, and we have good wide receivers. I think Najee Harris was doing damage as well. But at the same time, it's like there's certain aspects that we have that we've let die down for too long. Like our linemen, our quarterbacks, our D linemen. It's like we got to tighten those up.
What's gonna save you guys during a game is your guys' secondary. Minkah Fitzpatrick at safety. I mean, absolute ball hawk, and will come down and go one-on-one with your biggest receiver or your tight end and
Oh yeah.
take them down.
Mm-hmm.
Joey Porter Jr. at corner. I think he's your guys' corner too. Really agile, quick response time, knows where the ball is, can pick up on the ball real quick, and doesn't get turned around by the receiver he's covering.
Yeah.
I think he was, when I seen him last season against Baltimore, against Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers, quick little guy. And, you know, that dude can, you know, mix you up out of your shoes, out of your cleats and all that. But Joey Porter was, you know, one-on-one with him, press, even in coverage. I mean, he never lost sight of that, and then was still able to pick up on the ball if need be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or the other thing that's eventually going to happen with the city is like what happened in Green Bay. They had to go a completely young team, and then hopes that I'll be honest, I didn't expect last season Green Bay to even make the playoffs. I was like, if they make it, cool. They have a losing season. Well, I mean, they got a young team. A lot of them, it's like first-year starters. And, I mean, it's worked out. But then again, it was the same thing happened. Rodgers didn't want to leave, and Green Bay basically said, we ain't paying you. Go somewhere else. And that's what made it.
Motherfucker, ain't it? First game
he had with the Jets.
And now he's playing the same guy that tore his Achilles the first game with the Niners.
Exactly.
On Monday night.
That's insane. But I mean, I'm confident. I'm more confident this season than I am last season. I was very surprised. Not to shit on my team again, but like, I mean, being fans of certain teams for a long time, there's gonna be peaks and valleys no matter what. So you know there's gonna be a season where you're like, fuck, bro, like what the hell's going on? Like when the Dodgers fucked up going to the World Series or winning the World Series, and then they won once, but then the other times they like choked. We were like, fuck, dude, we were pissed off, with the exception of you because you're an Angels fan.
I already know we're losing. I don't
Miguel
care.
was like 5 when the Angels won.
2002. I was 6.
Close enough.
Yeah, I think I was like 5 going on 6 probably because we're not that far apart. But yeah, I was like, you know, disappointed, but I'm more confident this season because once I saw the quarterbacks, I'm like, all right, cool.
But I still agree, though. I mean, if they decide like we're gonna have Russell Wilson, first of all, I thought it was stupid that they signed him for such a big contract, and then they traded for Justin Fields. That was like the stupidest thing they could have done. If they knew they were gonna go for Justin Fields, I would have just gone for Justin Fields and drafted a quarterback to be behind Justin Fields. But if they're going to do like this whole Russell Wilson's going to be the starting quarterback, and then if he's like to just kind of show him for one season and next season he kind of like steps off the role and Justin Fields steps in.
Yeah.
I mean, that'll work out. But knowing how Russell Wilson kind of is, he's not going to want that. That's what's kind of was happening to him in Denver, and that's why he was pissed off because he wasn't cutting it and they'd pull him out and put in a different quarterback, and he was throwing his little tantrums because he wants to be the attention of the team. And with Justin Fields, like he said, when you guys play the Ravens, Justin Fields, Lamar Jackson, both agile, it's going to be a lot harder not harder because they're going to expect him to run the ball, but it's something else they have to worry about. And with Russell Wilson, they know if they put enough pressure on him, he's done.
I didn't bring this up in the first episode, but I know we were talking shit before we aired. What do you guys think of Caleb Williams first round?
Fuck him and fuck the Teddy Bears.
You think so?
Bust.
He's
all USC quarterbacks bust.
And just saying, all Bears quarterbacks bust. Sorry, but the Bears have gone through more quarterbacks than probably any other team in the NFL. Trubisky, Fields could have been decent with the Bears, but they didn't try to build nothing around him.
That's why I'm hoping.
And when they tried to, it was too late.
It was too late.
That's why I'm hoping that they give
like,
him
and that's
some
why I
sort
give
of
props. If the Steelers build around Fields, they have a good quarterback with a good offense if they build around him. But if they do what the Bears do to every single quarterback, they're garbage.
Yeah.
All these Bear fans have hopes that they're going to be back in the 80s and 90s. You guys are fucking done. The Teddy Bears are done. They're going to, at least the Lions did something finally for their team.
I was hoping for them
because Campbell went in there and freaking said, we're doing it this way and no other way, and we're going to build it.
I was hoping for the Lions to win just because it was like a Cinderella story. You know, yeah, I mean, it sucked. They had a really good game, but I was really rooting for them. Goff was solid, and he was solid on the Rams though. Like he
did
damage.
He did get carried by what he had around him. I believe he
Oh,
had
yeah.
Gerald Everett. He had Tavon Austin on that team.
And he had a solid offensive line too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you had Todd Gurley in his short prime that he had. And then even too he had a defense that would get him the ball back. You had Ogletree, you had Robert Quinn.
Yeah.
I mean, if your defense is going to give you the opportunity to get the ball back and put more points up on the scoreboard,
Mhm.
I mean, you can't beg for anything else but that.
Yeah.
And then like the Lions, they took him when the Rams didn't want to work with him no more because obviously they traded for Stafford. Obviously Stafford, they tried it with him in Detroit, and I think when he won the Super Bowl with the Rams,
Kind of bittersweet.
yeah, and then he got receivers that Goff didn't have for a while.
Yeah, because I mean, the only receivers that Stafford had out there in Detroit, Megatron.
Yeah.
He had Golden Tate for a little bit, but Golden Tate was already way past his prime. He had already been on, I believe, the Giants already. He'd already
I think he
left
was with the
Seattle.
Wasn't he with the Lions too?
Well, no,
Well, yeah,
that's what we're
for
saying.
a
Oh,
short
okay.
period.
For the short
But
period. I
that
mean,
was in his prime. He was already like washed.
Oh, okay.
and then, I mean, their defense was okay. I'm not going to say it was average. Their defense was okay at the time that Stafford was there. I mean, you had one of the meanest nose tackles, D tackles in the league in Ndamukong Suh. I mean, that dude will bury you in the dirt.
Mhm.
But if you don't have that offensive line that Goff got, you're going to be in the dirt every single fucking play.
It's fair enough. But I'm looking at our schedules right now, and I know we talked about it before we recorded, but I see that the first week you guys face each other, Eagles and Packers. So
In Brazil.
In Brazil.
First game in South America.
where you guys both can't wear green. So it's gonna be pretty fucking. I'm curious. You think they're gonna pull out the yellow jerseys? You said.
I don't think so.
What do you think they're gonna do? All white?
I think they're gonna do all white.
All white. And
They're
all black?
like I said, the last time I saw it on the Packers news, they're possibly gonna release a new helmet, and I have a feeling it's gonna be a white helmet to do the all white uniforms.
for Brazil.
And I think that's what they're doing it. But if they don't, it's gonna be crazy to see if they do find them or if they tell them you guys can't have this game. What's gonna happen? Because
I'm sure there's already been talks. And I mean, Eagles don't really have an issue because we have all black unis, black helmet, black jerseys, black pants.
But the thing like we were talking about, they can't even have nothing green. So even then, even if the Packers did an all white helmet, all white uniforms, they still got green stripes.
Green
Eagles
G.
still, yeah.
Well,
Eagles
all
still
black
have-
ones just have white stripes on the side.
Well, the Eagles still has some green in it,
On the all black unis, we don't have any green. It's all
Oh.
black out.
All black
but it's
and
still
white.
like, eh.
It's gonna be tougher for you guys to find the appropriate jersey to wear in Brazil. But who knows? That could maybe only apply to soccer, since all this stemmed from a soccer match back in the 70s.
Yeah.
You can't wear green in the stadium. It might just be a soccer thing. I watched a video and it said like even during the Olympics, whenever they did it in Brazil recently, a Germany soccer player had green in his cleats.
Mhm.
And I think they either made him Sharpie it out or he changed his cleats into a different color, whatever. But I'm hoping it's just a soccer thing, and you let these historic NFL teams wear
Yeah.
their normal colors.
I'm
Well-
eager to see. It's on
well,
the
we'll
6th.
see because like I mean, I see the all white coming for the Packers because looking at the schedule, we're supposed to be the away team. Eagles are supposed to be the home team.
So you guys
You
are
guys are
probably
gonna be
wearing
in
all
all
black, all
white,
white.
the born again Packers.
At least you guys don't have those shitty jerseys. Who was the team that
The
had the shitty-
Giants.
It was the
Giants.
Giants.
Those
Okay.
were horrible.
Horrendous.
You guys still think those are worse than the Bumblebee ones that we
For
had?
sure.
I'd rather wear the Pittsburgh Bumblebee jersey
than that ugly ass
than
jersey.
that fucking.
And then
jersey.
the helmets are just disgusting. At least Pittsburgh
Let me
does
see.
like what? It's an all black helmet.
all black with the patch on one side, right?
Yeah,
Let
you
me
guys
see.
still do the regular standard
And then
helmet.
like I looked at them, and if you look at the helmet, it mirrors the University
Yeah.
of Michigan
Cherry
helmet.
red.
yeah,
The little thing right here, and then the stripes that go back. I know the Bears have something similar to that as well when they
Yeah.
wear their throwback jerseys. But I mean, too many teams with similar jerseys. This isn't high school. This is the big time. These are the pros. these organizations have millions of dollars.
Yeah, they have like the Michigan style.
Yeah,
Michigan style
both
helmet,
them.
yeah.
Michigan
Their
was only
throwback
able to pull
has
it
it,
off.
and then the Bears throwback has it. So I'm just like, I get it where the Bears got it from, because if you look at like the old pictures when they used to wear those leather helmets,
Yeah.
they had that design. The Giants didn't have that design. They just had brown helmets, so they should have just done a brown helmet like
leather
Green
heads.
Bay did for the Academy ones.
I think the jerseys will eventually grow on the viewers,
Some,
but,
not all. And
but the helmets are ass.
NFC East teams, Cowboys fans, Eagles fans, and Redskins fans or Commanders are going to clown on the Giants because
they're
those
trying to
are
bring
the-
back the Redskins name, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they should.
They need to.
Yeah,
They need to put Scottie
the-
Pippen with the dreads back on the fucking on the helmet.
And the
Scottie
the-
Pippen.
and the crazy part is the people that are trying to bring it back are the actual
The
Native Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll talk about that more in a different episode because cancel culture is what I put on the next episode. But to shorten it, yeah, I think it's fucking stupid that they took off every single Native American name on sports teams.
No.
Nope.
Chicago.
Blackhawks.
Okay, that
The
was
hockey
different.
team. They still have it,
Florida
and they're
State
saying they'll
Seminoles.
never.
Oh yeah, they do.
They said they'll rather move to Canada and keep their thing than get rid of it.
Yeah.
And then you got Florida State.
Yeah, you
It's
still got
college,
Florida
and
State.
they have. I don't know if he's the chief or what he is, but he comes out on the horse, on the white stallion,
Yeah.
with a fucking flaming spear, goes to the 50-yard line and buries the spear in the 50-yard line.
Yeah,
And then you
just-
still got. I mean, the Chiefs don't have it on their helmet or anything, but they do the same thing. They have the chief like right out and do the same thing. So it's like,
Yeah, I mean, I hope they bring it back for the Redskins. So we'll definitely see that. I see that you guys face the Giants on the 20th of October. You think they're gonna?
Yeah.
You think they're gonna whip out those jerseys?
It's in New York in October?
Yeah.
I see them taking them out more if they're playing against Dallas than they do with the Eagles.
They're going to pull him out on a primetime game. So whatever game the Giants play on either a Thursday night, Sunday night, or
Monday
Monday
night.
night. Or if they don't play on Christmas, but they're going to put them out in a primetime game. Those are primetime jerseys. So
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for the season. Like I said, we're having a very good. We're building a team. I hope. Are we doing fantasy football again this year?
I want to.
Am I defending my title again this year?
Fuck you.
Dude, I had the raunchiest
I'm gonna lose
fucking
again.
name. I had the raunchiest fucking name. You're the only guy who beat me, but then I retaliated and I ended up taking the dub. Jesus, if you're listening, my team was called Jesus's Back Fat. You're fucking welcome. And I won. That's a dub. And then Jesus now has pictures. I could probably put those as a short too.
I mean, Eagles had a decent offseason. We picked up some decent free agents. I mean, our biggest loss, though, was Jason Kelsey, the captain on our offensive line.
He can still
NFL
come
great. No, he's dedicated the rest of his life to family and broadcasting, and I don't blame him.
He was probably drunk at WrestleMania. You didn't see that clip?
Oh yeah, he was super drunk.
Yeah,
Him and Lane Johnson.
Yeah, I got a fucking luchador mask just to help Rey Mysterio. You see Rey Mysterio, fucking 5 foot whatever, and then you see those two just
I think
towering.
he's 5 foot or 5'1".
Yeah, he's short.
He's short.
He is, but he's yoked. fucking-
Not anymore. Before he was.
He's still pretty built, but
He built a pretty big gut there.
yeah,
Dad bod.
a Modelo bod. But yeah, Jason Kelsey. I mean, he was a very solid part of the team. I mean, so that's obviously going to be a tough.
Yeah.
And
pull.
I gotta give it to him, staying on the Eagles the whole time.
Oh yeah,
No matter what they paid him, he was just
That's more of like a quarterback thing, staying on that one team for so long and then retiring. And I mean, I'm just glad he got a Super Bowl ring, beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. I mean, what better team and person to beat than the Patriots and Tom Brady in the Super Bowl?
Mhm.
And so that was our biggest loss, but I'm not too worried. We do have a backup center who played a little bit of guard this season, and I believe he's been playing it for like the last 2 years. He fills in when someone goes down, but is Cam Jurgens, big dude, and I think it's going to take time to get to the stature of what Jason Kelsey was. But I mean, being under him for so long, I'm sure he already knows the key things, what he's looking for, and he's going to help Jalen Hurts, put this offense together. And I mean, you still have your cornerstone at right tackle. You have Lane Johnson, in my opinion, the best right tackle in the league. Then on the other side, left tackle, you got Jordan Mailata, the Aussie. Not a lot of bad things you can say about him. He has propelled his game over the last 3 or 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's good to see. Guards, I believe, our right guard, it's going to be a second-year guy, Tyler Steen. I believe he's out of Alabama. You know, Alabama, they turn out, these star linemen. I mean, you can get any one of them, even a second teamer. I mean, he's going to have a lot of potential. Our left guard, I'm not too sure who's going to be filling in there. With Cam Jurgens, I did believe Cam Jurgens played left. Oh, no, it's going to be Landon Dickerson, who we just gave a contract to.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dickerson, real good left guard. I would hate to be the D end or the outside linebacker that sees Dickerson running right at them on a fucking pull play. But, and then even too, during the draft, we picked up, I believe his name's, where is he? Out of Michigan. Trevor Keegan, guard.
Oh.
And I mean, getting somebody from a national championship team, there's going to be the high expectation for him. There's going to be really high ceilings for him. He is going to be a backup. He is going to take time. But I mean, we see it every week during football season. Someone always goes down, whether it's you getting rolled up on or someone getting thrown into you, you stepping wrong, whatever it is. So his time is going to come. I have real high aspirations for him. Eagles did finally address the secondary issue we've been having. It helped by getting CJGJ back into Philly from Detroit, back at safety. So we got Reed Blankenship and Gardner Johnson back at safeties. We're going to still keep our cornerback one as Darius Slay. We got him some help. We got him Mitchell from Toledo.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the white man's Jackie Robinson at the other corner. So, I mean, and then we also picked up a lot of other good guys during the draft. Small school, 1AA school, Jalix Hunt, outside linebacker. Don't see a lot of need for linebacker right now, but it is always good to have depth.
And backups.
And even guys on the practice squad that are going to give, the first and second teamers good reps and stuff like that. Picked up a okay running back, Will Shipley from Clemson. Not a big ACC football guy, so don't know a whole lot about him and what his game's like. But, I mean, the more the merrier.
Yeah.
And then I think that the biggest one that I seen and I was kind of happy to see was us also signing Jeremiah Trotter Jr. Jeremiah Trotter Sr. played for the Eagles, and now we got his son. So the legacy continues with his son. Don't know if he's going to be a day one starter. He was taken later on in the draft, so he may have to work towards being a starter. But I have real high aspirations for the Eagles this year. And then after seeing the schedule for the Eagles that came out this week, I don't see why why they can't be a playoff team. After looking at the schedule, week 1 in Brazil against Green Bay, it's going to be a tough game in Brazil. It's going to be against Green Bay. So
it's Brazil, so even when they had the World Cup there, a lot of the soccer players had a hard time because it's so humid. It's a whole different,
it's going to be a different atmosphere too.
The start of the season like peak of weather of the summer, so that means it's going to be hot and humid. And
it gets humid on the East Coast, so I don't know how hot it gets in Green Bay. But I've been to the East Coast before during the summer, and it gets fucking humid. So, I mean,
I've never been.
The Eagles may have that slight advantage working in the humidity and stuff like that. I mean, who knows? I mean, it all comes down at game time and stuff like that. But it is going to be a really close game. And I honestly think that'll be we start the season off on a loss. Hate to say that, but that's going to be one of the tougher games on our schedule. Start as a loss.
How do you feel about your team? for the Packers?
I mean, it's basically the same team from last year. We're so young that luckily nobody has contract coming up. Like everybody says, we're literally running on rookie contracts. I think after this season, the only contract that's going to come up is Jordan Love. He's like the oldest one. I was hyped about them signing Jacobs, but then I was bummed because everybody's like, oh, Jacobs and Jones as running backs.
Punch, that would have been crazy.
But I mean, Jones, he's good and everything, but he would always get hurt. He was like a injury magnet every season. He was out, and we didn't have that other. AJ Dillon's good, but it's like Jacob said, he's like a 4th and 1 kind of running back.
Your bruiser running back.
Yeah,
He's
he
that
didn't do a
running
lot for
back
me on
that I was like,
fantasy.
but him being like a star running back, he's not that guy.
No.
He doesn't have the speed. He's big, but he doesn't have that speed.
Yeah, I kind of noticed because when it comes to players that I'm not familiar with, like I was in like 4 or 5 different fantasy leagues last year, and I had different people. You know, I know our league I had some people were the same, some people were different, but a couple other leagues I would use this app called Sleeper from our people at Florida Core.
So you cheated. All right, got it.
Never. But I had good teams. I had AJ Dillon in a couple of them, but like I noticed I kept him on the bench because there's times where I would get him out if I had like somebody that was hurt or we had a bye. He'd be projected like 9 or something. He would give me like 4, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like, and that makes more sense now that you say that he's a 4 and 1 type of running back. You know,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
And I mean, it's a good thing because, I mean, Jones wasn't a 4th and 1 kind of running back. He wasn't a 3rd and 2 running back.
Shifty.
He
That's
was
someone you want out in the open. You know, you throw a check down to him in the flat. He's gonna get you 4 to maybe 8 yards on a catch, and then he's not gonna be one of the running backs that runs through that A or B gap. He's gonna run outside zone. He's gonna run sweeps. I mean, a lot of these running backs now are a lot smaller. I mean, you got a decent amount of bigger running backs. Obviously, King Henry. That's one of the few running backs that's going to deliberately run through that A gap and blow up whoever the fuck is sitting in that gap waiting for him.
and have the speed.
And have the speed to, once he gets over him, break away down the field.
Yeah.
But a lot of the running backs now, if you look at them, they are a lot smaller. And I'm not trying to take anything away from them. They'll fucking put me on my ass if I ever tried to fucking tackle them. But, I mean, a lot of these running backs now, they're the dual threat. They're going to do it out in the open in passing and in rushing on the outsides of the offensive line.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm excited for the season. I think it's going to be a fun season, especially with all the moves that they did with trades. And
Yeah, a lot of trades. There's
a
going to be
lot of trades, dude.
a lot of revenge games.
Yeah, I know with Minnesota, it's going to be Aaron Jones trying to do that little revenge thing and on Green Bay, but I mean, Minnesota's infamous for taking our hand-me-downs and leftovers. They did with Brett Favre. That's all they know how to do.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Leftovers. So
I think that I'm just eager to see how this team plays or my team plays. But I know that along with all of the moves and stuff, I know they did a lot of rule changes too. I know you guys are more familiar with that. I have it pulled up here. If you guys want to, I know you explain it really well. But I see that and there's approved rules for 2024. But I see the hip drop tackle. What is that specifically?
So that hip drop tackle, primarily used either on the quarterback in the pocket or on a skilled player outside of the pocket, and you're pretty much wrapping them up as they're running by. You're trying to wrap them up, and you're planning yourself down. But what the NFL sees is the high spike in ankle injuries, broken legs, and stuff like that, because that skilled player that's getting tackled does end up getting caught under the linebacker, the defend or the safeties, the corners, whatever, whoever's tackling them. So you have their weight falling full force onto your ankle, your leg, your knee.
it was kind of like how they tackled Aaron Rodgers when he tore his Achilles.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and you have all these star players going out.
Damn well know he was one of the crybabies about it because
Oh yeah.
that's after they broke his collarbone when they laid on top of him, that's when they made the rule change.
Yeah, you can't hit above the
So
chest.
I know he was one of the and that's why. I mean, I love Aaron Rodgers when he was Green Bay. He did win a Super Bowl for Green Bay, but that was the only thing that irritated me. He thought he was better than everybody on the team. He thought he didn't have to go to practice. Even for the mandatory practice, his offseason wouldn't go. So he thought he was better than everybody else. So any trade that they did, he wanted to make a decision on it, which you're just a quarterback. You shouldn't have that.
He wanted the final say in everything.
And it's like, no, like after over time, I was just like, he's just got to go. So when I saw him gone, I was like, finally, he's gone. And then, yeah, Jordan Love didn't have any starting time or anything besides that one game against the Eagles when he played a little bit. But even that game, I remember when we're at Hooters, you're like, oh, crap, are they going to make a comeback? Because he was just like...
He diced up our defense a little bit, I'm not going to lie. Had me on the edge of my seat.
That's good, though.
But seeing him gone, and that's why I know for that rule change, I know he probably had a big part in it.
I'm sure a lot of skilled players agree with this new rule just because, it's preserving their legs. I mean, that's their biggest benefactor right there. Besides their hands and their eyes are their legs. Mm-hmm. They need those to break out of cuts, dice someone up on the defense. But, I mean, it's football. It's one of the most violent sports out there.
Yeah.
They're paid to run at each other at high speed and collide, all while managing to either catch the ball, run with the ball, or fall into the end zone with the ball. And so I think that's just a sissy rule. I seen it on Pat McAfee's show where, they were talking to J.J. Watt about it. J.J. Watt's obviously one of the big names on defense and stuff like that. But, I mean, I kind of agree. At this point, just put flags on them. Take off the pads, put flags. I mean, that's eventually what the NFL is going to become. It's going to become either two-hand touch or flag football.
So stupid, man.
And
I understand there has to be rules, but it's like it's getting to the point where it's like the closest thing you can get to a tackle is just touch.
And then even with all these rule changes coming, like even from previous years, you see, and even though they're like pushing to get more viewers, but you see all their viewers just shifting to college football because college football is still football.
Yeah.
This is leading to
have the big hits.
Yeah, you still got
college football's hits are fucking
and then there's
gnarly.
more competition in college football because they're trying to get seen.
They're hungry.
So, and the NFL, I feel like a lot of players, their second year, they're hungry, and after that, they're like, or after their rookie contract, they're like, "Oh, I already got paid, so I'm just gonna like hang back." And
yeah. What about the kickoff rule adjustment?
That was stupid.
It says, this is what I'm reading on the NFL website. It's like the operations NFL, whatever. It says to create a new form of free kick play that is designed to resemble a typical scrimmage play by aligning players on both teams closer together and restricting movement to reduce space and speed and to promote more returns. So then
so
I'm confused.
Like I forgot, I think it was on ESPN. And like they said it was like a morning show, I forget which one, but they said it's gonna work out, and if I understand there's not a lot of kick returns and it's getting less and less, but it's getting less and less because there's more skilled players now on special teams, and both defensive side and the offensive running back, but if this becomes just them scoring so much in kickoffs, it's going to become a joke. You're never going to see the offense actually play. You're never going to see the defense really play because all the scores are coming through kickoff returns. And it's pointless. And if you think about it, if you're lined up front with the defense and the offense, and then the kick return is way in the back, by the time all that speed he has compared to someone that's one has to push off someone else to get to him, there's a plenty of speed. Like we got a decent kick return, Nixon, and I know he's going to take advantage of that. He's going to see where everybody's stuck at and go the complete opposite way.
What's your take?
I think it just takes away from the whole spectacle of football. I mean, obviously, I think the reason behind it is they want to see the scores go higher scoring games. Because, no one likes watching a game that's going to end in
Like
7-10,
3-3, like the
3-3.
Seahawks and the Rams that one year.
Yeah, nobody wants to see a lot of field goals in a game or minimal scoring.
Yeah.
So that's my, what I see them doing is trying to run up the scoreboard a little bit more. But I mean, the whole aspect of opening kickoff, can he take it back on the opening kickoff or even in the middle of the game, or end the game on a kickoff? I mean, that's like one of the most exciting things you can see in an NFL game is someone break away down the sideline into the end zone. Now, if you're going to see it over and over and over again, it's going to be something that's seen weekly.
Yeah.
It's
going to become like a joke.
Yeah,
Everybody's going to be like, why watch it if I'm not going to see?
It's not fun. It's not fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's not fun to watch. And again, like I said before, football is a violent sport. It's not a collision sport. Collision sports are like soccer, basketball.
It's gnarly, dude.
It's a violent sport.
Yeah, it's there with hockey.
There's a reason they wear equipment to prevent injury.
Yeah. I'm eager to see how everything goes because I see a couple other rules besides those two. It says like, it says by Detroit amends Rule 15, Section 1, Article 1. I don't want to go off too much on this, but it says to protect the club's ability to challenge a third ruling following one successful challenge. So I'm assuming a counter challenge, if that makes sense.
I'm not too sure.
I don't know. We'll see.
What, you get 2 challenges per game?
Per game, and then 1 in overtime if there's overtime.
Yeah.
But you keep your challenge if it comes out. But I think that's like a counter challenge. Like
I would assume
the team doesn't agree, then the other team could counter challenge. But I don't know. These rules are just making, like, I've talked to Jacob about it. I'm going to start watching more of, and shout out to the Packers for being the only team against that kickoff rule.
I don't know. Again, if I see bullshit, I'm probably just gonna watch a different sport. I'll probably watch it from afar, or like just
Honestly,
look at my team. But like, I don't really.
I've been getting into hockey because
I would love to get into
they
hockey.
rail themselves, and same thing. You don't see them changing their rules, and they hit each other with the freaking sticks.
They have knives on their feet.
I would want us to
in the
go
middle of the games. Like
I would want us to go to a hockey game. Get brewskis there.
Hockey season's pretty much over there in the playoffs.
No, when it comes up, like
when it comes
I think that we should go to Ontario Rain games because those motherfuckers get violent.
Well, yeah, they're trying to show that they could go to the big time.
League.
From what I heard, that there's people sometimes that there's players from the Kings that go down to Ontario Rain and they play too.
Probably like on rehab assignment.
Yeah,
probably.
It's kind of like the MLB where they get sent down just to.
It's the minor league team, so yeah, they go up and down.
But I remember senior year I went to Ontario Rain game because my mom had season tickets and they would beat the fuck out of each other. Like we would be by the plexiglass.
And you just see the bangs.
But you see the bangs and you see like I swear to God I saw a couple hockey players, one from Ontario Rain, one from Bakersfield Goals, and they were just fucking going at it. And the Ontario Rain player was like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you," and you could hear him. And I'm like, "God damn, I'm like 17. I'm 17." I was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
You gotta love the intensity.
It's great.
Sports that have high intensity, and you see players that have that drive and that motivation. I mean, that's what makes sports. But I mean, when you see somebody get flat out either decleated, clothesline, swept off their whatever it is, I mean, that gets you out of your seat and you're chanting and you're cheering and you're yelling the fuck yous and all that stuff. I mean, that's some of like the great stuff about sports. And I think the NFL's not taking away, but they're lowering it, that intensity to it. And I think the other big rule change I brought up to you guys in the beginning is the little caps that they're now going to be allowed to wear in games. Mm-hmm. I call it a helmet foreskin. Because essentially what it is, it's additional padding
that goes over your helmet.
Your helmet.
Oh, yeah.
So I get it. These guys practice throughout the week with it, to minimize the potential for any kind of concussion or any kind of head injury. You see it in high school, even in middle school. Kids wear a similar one, but for passing leagues and stuff like that. But you're getting paid millions to go out there. And I mean, I know when I played football in high school, there were plenty of guys that fucking use their head as a weapon. And I mean, whether I played offensive line and defensive line, and there's times where I got grabbed on and guys were headbutting me. And I mean, I felt it. Not sure if they felt it, but it does hurt. But it's only for a second or two. Rings your bell a little bit. But these guys are getting paid millions of dollars, and it looks funky on the helmet because obviously you have the helmet, and then it's additionally a sleeve that has pads that they're gonna put onto the helmet that's gonna have the team's logo on the side.
And how I see it at that point, why are the teams spending so much money on these, like the Texans, on dope helmets?
Yeah.
For them, the players just to put something over it.
That cap.
And then it just has
just
the
ruins
original text. Then just put plain helmets. Everybody go to plain colored
Play
helmets.
flag football at that point.
It's like, play passing league. It's a passing league.
I don't know. I feel like I'm eager for my team's sake, and I know you guys are eager for your team's sake, but I'm also like kind of intrigued to see how the NFL, how the NFL turns out to be with all these bullshit rules.
And I think their thing with that helmet cap is to reduce the chances of CTE. Concussions and CTE. And then the long-term CTE. Because, I mean, obviously we know Junior Seau tragically took his life due to CTE, had those effects on him. And you got guys that, don't end up being right in the head. They have memory loss, stuff like that. And then you got some people like Antonio Brown,
I was just about to say
has more than likely CTE and is just wilding out in public and Twitter, stuff like that, public forums, and you can kind of figure like maybe this isn't a bad idea, but I mean, it's football. It's a violent sport. You're paid to do stuff like this, to put your body through these grueling tasks week in and week out.
And then entertain the people. It's not even entertaining anymore. Like, with all these changes happening. That's why, like I said, I see everybody going to watch college football now, making college football big. Like this past college football season, I saw way more people cheering on even Michigan. Like normally it was just like quiet, and everybody's like, oh, it's just unless you were like a diehard, like that's your alma mater, and But now it's just like you see college football stadiums filled with more
packed houses.
We got to go to that too.
Full, and it's not just students.
It's just
like
fans.
It's fans.
Yeah,
people for the love of the sport.
Yeah, and college football is more insane just because what you just said. They're trying to get to the NFL. They want their name to be known. So I think that like I said, I'm curious to see how this plays out. But I think that if they're going to look at rules, there's certain ones that are understandable, like to prevent CTE and all that stuff. But like the whole kickoff one is bizarre.
Yeah, kickoff, hip drop.
The hip drop one is bizarre. But I mean, we'll see how it goes. But I think that'll kind of see how everything plays out, and if not, I mean, I'll probably look at a different sport. I mean, I look at NFL when season goes, or fantasy football, but I'd be down to dabble into hockey, see how that goes. MLB, for baseball, I saw that Astros got caught cheating again. What was it? The substance on the glove?
No, in his hand.
Foreign substance
in the glove, and then they found it inside his glove. So
what was it like?
Idiot.
Was it during COVID or after COVID that they took away? That they made the rule to get.
I think it was before COVID.
Yeah, so
it was before.
Before pitchers would use some kind of substance, whether it was synthetic or some pitchers would, get some pine tar or whatever. Mm-hmm. And pretty much what that does is it gives them a better grip on the ball to where the ball can rotate and do other things. Yeah. That's why you see sweepers, sliders, curveballs, and even knuckleballs. They're coming in at you and then they drop or they sweep left, sweep right. And I mean, it was being done for the hundreds of years prior to this.
Yeah.
I mean, there were so many baseball greats that I'm sure used some kind of substance, whether it was pine tar or something synthetic. And I get it. They want to make the game as authentic as possible. But I mean, I don't know what's so hard about following the rules, Astros and Astros fans. It's not hard.
It's so bizarre, dude, because I think the only team...
That's because it's the only way they know how to win.
I feel like that's the only team that has been, like, caught. I'm pretty sure there's other teams cheating. I'm not saying that they're not, but I'm saying, like, I think the only team that is getting caught up is the fucking Astros.
And they're consistent. Every season, it's something different. And
them.
yeah,
And the thing is, they keep doing it because they only get a slap on the hand. There's nothing. They don't get no harsh penalty.
I feel like the committee's got to like do something about that.
like
shit.
I know if
Rob Manfred is a fucking pussy. He is the worst president or operations manager, whatever, for the MLB. I hate Rob Manfred. He is pretty much making baseball boring.
Yeah.
Just because he sucks at what he does. Why? I mean, like in football, in the draft, when Roger Goodell walks up to the podium, you hear all the boos.
Mm-hmm.
Manfred, when he does press conferences and stuff, the only people that boo are the people that hate him, me. And it's because he's making the game boring and he's not cracking down on teams like the Astros cheating and stuff like that. I mean, after the whole thing of the banging trash cans against the Dodgers in the 17 World Series and stuff like that, the Astros had fines. Alex Cora couldn't coach for a whole year, and they ended up shipping him off to Boston, bringing in Dusty Baker. That's just such a bullshit, minute fucking punishment for a big league team.
Yeah.
I get it if it was one player, you suspend them for half the season or the full season. Mm-hmm. But it was the organization as a whole, and they got a slap on the wrist.
I don't know. Something's got to happen with the Astros. I saw that recently, and I said it to you guys.
Something needs to happen in the front offices of the MLB.
They got to get rid of the president.
And Manfred needs to get the fuck out of office.
Yeah, they got to get rid of him if that's
that.
the case.
I feel like if it was like another team, like I've seen, like something happens with the Dodgers, they're a big team. He tries to do everything to shut it down. The Yankees does the same thing to him. He does it to the big teams that have like the most fans.
Yeah.
And like, yes,
bringing
Astros,
the biggest revenues to
yeah,
the fucking...
and I get it. The Astros are relevant now, but for how many years were they not relevant? And they only became relevant once they won the World Series, and then they got caught cheating. Then the next World Series caught cheating, and it's just a constant thing to the point that, honestly, in my opinion, I feel like they're paying someone under the table because
getting swept under the rug.
Yeah.
But speaking of, spending money, because I know that we've talked about this and regarding questions, who put on the topic notes for me to get a transplant for my hair? Was it you?
That was me.
Mm-hmm. Or
I added to it.
Yeah.
I think Miguel was the original one that put...
No, you put get him a nice fade.
Yeah, that's what I put.
And you put
get
Jimmy hair transplant.
Yeah.
And
if anybody wants to donate, we got a GoFundMe for Jimmy.
To send him to Turkey to get a hair transplant.
To Turkey?
Yeah, that's where they do it.
Yeah, that's where they do it.
What the fuck?
That's where it's big.
I literally...
You know how girls go to Miami to get a BBL? Guys go to Turkey to get a hair transplant.
Apparently now it's big for girls to go to freaking Turkey too to get nose jobs and lips done. Yeah, that's like the headquarters now. Don't go to Mexico, you'll get fucked up.
No, I heard about some girls. I'm not gonna say their names. Flornicore related that went to Mexico and they got like here and here
lopsided cheeks.
They got the half Kim K and then half Kylie Jenner before the lip fillers. So it's like here, but I mean, is it bad that I'm bald? I mean, I'm cool with it.
No, I just like talking shit to you about it.
You know what's funny is I have to shave it because so many people have seen the patch here and the cul-de-sac here,
the 5 o'clock shadow,
and they fucking, the other homie, his name's Jacob too, he fucking took a picture of my head and he put race cars around it. And I know that he's gonna listen to this and I have the picture and I'll probably tell him, but I'm like, dude, because I was in the office typing and he's like, stay right there. He just takes a picture. I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, give me a second. And he puts the fucking race cars around it. And he goes, it's like, it's NASCAR there, bud. I was like, the fuck? But
Jimmy has that Homer Simpson, the little...
I mean, don't get me wrong. I guess some girls have a fetish for bald heads.
I had to get used to it, which I don't mind.
Would you let a girl, a fine chick, lick your head if that's her fetish? You're letting her lick the side of your head. That's
happened before, but
God.
But
pause.
You put peanut butter on it or what?
First of all, what the fuck? It happened like at a bar or something. Like this chick was drunk.
She put lemon and then salt. She took her shot and licked the side of your head.
She just grabbed the lime and you hear like the screech. But I didn't even know her, and like I was like with a group.
That's even worse. You didn't even know.
I was
her.
like, "Get the fuck out!" Like, who the fuck? And I was just like, I don't know.
She said, "This is a smooth surface. This work." Are you sure she was?
She put her fucking beer on it.
Are you sure she wasn't setting up like a little line of coke and just?
Did you at least get your get back? Did you take a body shot off of her?
No, I don't fucking. I'm weird, bro.
She was a torta.
That's not a shot. That's a pint.
No, dude. I don't know. But I actually got more comfortable being bald because, like I said in the last episode, if I shave this, I'm fucked. I just look sketchy to begin with.
Well, every bald guy has a beard.
Well, no shit. They have nothing else. They have nothing else but a potential criminal record for something they didn't do.
No, whoa, relax, bro. Johnny Sins is a pioneer, and he is bald.
First
Bro's
of all,
an astronaut, a plumber, a teacher,
a doctor, a scientist, whatever.
He has multiple careers.
I'm pretty sure he got Violet Myers that fucking internship. Tell you that right now, but that's why she came over. He probably made the Fifi for her. But if anyone wants to donate for a hair transplant,
I told you don't need to donate. I could ask my barber to just put all the hair together. You got highlights, you got dark hair, you got red hair. You just put it in a bowl, put a shit in a glue, and let it soak.
You just see the glue dripping. But I don't know. I like being bald right now.
Or we get some girl to grow out her hair. We cut off the ponytail and we just plaster it to the back of your head.
Just give me a rat tail. So good. I don't know. You even when I'm bald.
No, but you know what? I like him bald because then when I'm having bad luck, I just rub his head and I'm like,
even
Buddha,
when I'm
please
bald,
bring me some.
even when I'm bald, this asshole sends me a picture of Kim Jong-un dressed up as Eric Cartman. And it's fucking bad, bro. And I'm like, that's pretty good. But
you look like Mr. U.
But if anyone wants to donate for a hair transplant, apparently the average hair transplant cost in Los Angeles ranges from $4,000 to $20,000. So anybody want to send me $20,000, I'll make a GoFundMe. And get me some hair. I used to have hair, but not anymore. I'm actually okay with being bald.
When you were a freshman in high school?
Senior.
Let's go freshman in high school.
You were full head freshman.
Yeah.
Full-headed freshman.
Senior year I was.
Senior year, he's like, I had a full head, and you could just have those little hairs just like covering.
Covers right here, dude.
Yeah, the Stewie.
He did the little.
We'll do this.
Side part.
We make money to get me a hair transplant, and you gotta let us find a girl for you.
No, we gotta find him a girl now.
Well, it depends. I don't even know his type.
His fidget spinners.
Describe a fidget spinner.
Okay, so this is what a fidget spinner is, and I know his type, all right? Because I've been trying to find him a girl for the longest time. So this is what he wants.
Bro failed me for his wedding.
And I did. Short.
I don't remember. I was drunk.
No more than probably 5'3".
Okay.
4'11" to 5'3".
A little curvy, but not too curvy. And it has to be Hispanic person. Hispanic girl.
Hispanics.
So that's what a
special teams.
Keep the bloodline pure.
So that's what a fidget spinner to him is. Under 5'3", either petite, slim, with a little bit of curves, and his preference is a Hispanic woman. That's why I said him and I have to go to Colombia. We'll find him plenty of those over there.
You just want to go to Colombia because you want to explore too.
I mean,
Colombia's kind of dangerous in those streets.
Have you ever tried a dating app? Yeah. How'd that work out?
It's okay.
I used to do it, but it was like years ago.
It's okay. I mean, I get matches here and I still use it. I get matches here and there, but now the bullshit thing is you match with somebody and it's, oh, you could talk to me, but $5.99 OnlyFans or Fansly.
That's why I left because when I had Bumble, they would I would get a match, and typically on Bumble, a girl's supposed to message you first when you match, but then they would flirt or whatever, and that's cool. This, that, and the third, whatever. But then they're like, oh yeah, follow me on Instagram. Yeah, cool, whatever. We'll get out of this app, and then I see their fucking OnlyFans. I see what you want. Bitch, I'm not paying.
Yeah.
I'd rather get a fucking hand job from an amputee. I'm not gonna fucking
nub job.
sit. I'm not nub job. I'd rather get a fucking nub job for free than to spend. Actually, I'll spend money on that shit too. That's entertainment. But I'd rather do that than fucking spend $19 for your OnlyFans. You know, there's fucking the hub. I mean, we saw that. They're free $99. But like, I've had.
Except in Texas. It's illegal in Texas.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's wild. How do you know that?
I Googled it.
He said, in case I'm ever in Texas.
Okay, let me write that down. If you're in Texas, the hub.
I mean, it should be illegal in Utah with all those damn Mormons over there. I mean, they don't even have alcohol.
They actually do, but it's expensive.
On this side? And they only sell alcohol till like 5 p.m.?
No. In St. George, Utah, they have state liquors, but they're pricey. That's why when I go, I'm smart about
loaded and come from Cali.
I go. I'm in Vegas. I go to.
He leaves Vegas and his cord is like this, just dragging back.
No. My mom's fucking puro pinche party. She sends me a whole ass grocery list. She goes, you need to go to Lee's Liquor and get this, and this. I'm like, why Lee's Liquor in Nevada? Because it's expensive in Utah, and you're better off getting a deal in Lee's Liquor in Nevada. And I'm like, all right, cool. 2 big ass fucking fireballs, because we were talking about fireballs. 2 big ass fireballs.
Costco handle fireballs.
My mom likes her fucking Trulies, those size too, for $10 less. And 2 big packs of Trulies, because that's all my mom's gonna drink, and then the fireballs on top of that, and then beer for me and my stepdad. I'll drink a Truly here and there, but most of the time when we're in Utah, like, we're the ones partying in such a quiet fucking state. But that's just how my mom is. But just to not get off topic. But yeah, I've used Bumble before, but I kind of like just stopped years ago because I was like, there's too many chicks plugging in their OnlyFans, and it's like, it's kind of retarded at this point.
Yeah, they're just at that point. It's just advertisement for them to.
It's like
to get their money and then to get their viewership and stuff.
You want to entertain me? Fucking give me a nub job. That's all I'm asking.
If you're watching this and you have a single friend that meets his category, please DM the podcast and we will connect you. I'll give you his phone number, his Snapchat, his Instagram, whatever the hell you want. But please, I'm trying by the end of mid next year, I could say, hey, Jacob, you want to hang out? You, me, my girl, and your girl?
Listen.
But if it's not going to happen, and if you're a torta, just stay the hell out of a freaking DMs. That's for another homie, not for him.
Listen, ladies. If you're meeting his requirements and you like to go to the beach and you want to ride this waterbed, that's all you got to do.
Motion in the ocean, baby.
Motion in the ocean, you know what I'm saying? Cowabunga. He's right here. So feel free to DM him. And you can DM the Roast Pod if you want to, or if you see his username, just feel free to follow him. DMs are wide fucking open. So, again, trying to ride that wave, big kahuna right here. You know what I'm saying?
And he works for the county. So
he works for the county, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, if you get... so we'll set you up with a date. And we'll try to figure that out. I got to figure out a way to get a hair transplant. I'm probably not going to go to. I'll probably get a wig.
Can I just get a Sharpie and just like put little dots all over your head so it looks like you?
Oh, wait. Where's the little
you know
thing,
what?
Little thing.
Oh, your crown.
Oh, my crown? Oh, shit. Mira. Perfect.
Yeah, wouldn't that look a lot better if he had hair?
Hey, don't. First of all, this was from my lovely goddaughter's 2nd birthday, and they had cupcakes, and we took out the bows and we tied them up, and I said, if y'all make this into a crown, I will wear it, and I'll wear it to the podcast, because no one said I was down. And so here you go. Now I think I would fuck with this with long hair, listening to fucking AC/DC or something.
Metallica.
You should have just gone to EDC and worn that.
I've never been to EDC.
Me neither.
I don't think I would ever.
I wouldn't want to go. I don't.
I'll listen to that type of
shout
music.
Out to everybody that likes that music and having fun right now at EDC. But I mean, we should send him to EDC because he'll find a lot of fidget spinners in EDC.
Fidget spinner patrol right here.
He'll have that
my little totem.
He'd have that big old sign.
Totem.
Fidget spinners wanted.
And then his shirt says Fifi machine. Bro, swear to God. Fifi destroyer, bro. That's wild. But well, speaking of that, if we were to get you on a date, I know you brought this up too. If we were to get you on a date, things go well, right? You got your little fidget spinner, whoop-de-doo, you fucking twirl her around, whatever you want to do. And you say and you want to set her up for the mood. What would you do? What would you do specifically?
Music, bro. Music is the key to setting any kind of mood.
Okay. So if that's the case, explain your day that ends up being like, you know what I'm saying?
From start to finish, or just like the music I would play?
You could do start to finish, whatever works.
I mean, nice little date, whether it's dinner or doing something fun, whether it's mini golf, top golf, bowling, whatever it is, something fun,
Okay.
And then, either hanging out at their house, my house, whatever, going to a view, whatever it is, whatever they like. Then, music is the key to everything. Music is the key proponent in setting any kind of mood. Obviously, like, if you already have that connection, that's a great thing. But adding music to it, just intensifies or heightens everything. And, I mean, I have a small playlist of, songs and stuff like that I would play. And
Yeah.
just to give you guys, in no particular order either. There's not one. I'm not ranking it one to 5 or 1 to 10, whatever. But set the mood. I got Persian Rugs by Jaquez.
Ooh.
Girl with the Tattoo Interlude by Miguel. Not that Miguel. Skywalker Miguel.
Rich Miguel. Not poor Miguel.
And then I got Break from Toronto that uses Girl with the Tattoo Interlude as a snippet in the song by Party Next Door.
Nice.
I got Sunday by Danny Towers and Puya. And then TLC by Sairi the Kid.
Ooh, that one's good.
That one's a banger. And then I do have a few honorable mentions. I got Lil Wayne by Trippie Redd.
Mm-hmm.
Not to stir up any controversy, but you can't set up any kind of mood if you don't play any R. Kelly.
I mean,
Free R. Kelly.
You gonna pee on her after, you fucking sick
I'm
bastard?
not that kind of freaky. But
unleash your waterbed?
I ain't P. Diddy, bro.
Did he do it?
Diddy did do it.
Did he did the diddler?
But any R. Kelly song, my preference, Ignition Remix and Bump and Grind.
Okay.
All those songs and any other ones that I have on my playlist, like I said, these were in no particular order, but could set a mood on a date or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys have a small sample of what you would play or what you would do. You're married, so you've already exceeded all this stuff, but I'm sure you like to spice things up and do little things to, surprise your girl and stuff like that. Surprise Bella.
I mean, I only really have 4. One of them is not really. It's just like fucking around. One of them would be Superman by Eminem. Just fucking around
with the cape. I could be your Superman.
Hey.
Sure.
Sure. Stick 'em up.
I mean, Call Out My Name by The Weeknd. I mean, The Weeknd has
Call Out My Name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good song.
Love Faces by Trey Songz.
Okay.
And then Slow Motion by Trey Songz.
Trey Songz baby making music, bro.
Trey Songz is solid.
I'm not ready for a nephew yet, bro.
Little Miguel, little Kermit, Kermit with the little Kermit.
Big Kermit with little Kermit, that's hell on fucking wheels right there, bro.
That's fucking.
That is a walking roast machine.
It's the Legion of Doom.
You should see what. Now imagine you guys are saying that. My little sister with my brother and me raising her, she will shoot where she has her chance.
Well, to your little sister, I'm known as the fat friend, so that says a lot already.
That's fucked.
He's
bro.
told her my name already, but I'm the fat friend.
That's.
She said, "Wait, who's Jacob?" And I was like, the one that was kind of like chubbier at the wedding, darker. He was with my groomsmen. She's like, "Oh, the fat one? Well, tell your fat friend I hate him because he's taking away from me."
That's fucked.
Joke's on her. We went to Hooters.
Yep, that's what's up for the boys. I got my playlist. The Weeknd, I had to say, because Weeknd's solid. I got Wicked Games by The Weeknd. Wicked Games is a fucking banger. Call Out My Name was a good one. I didn't think of that. Jeremiah 773 Love. That one's really good. I've known that one since high school. And then I fucking gonna butcher this name, so I apologize. Shay Ekru, Berries. That one's a really good track as well. I recommend that too. I could send that to you guys too. I also have one from one of my friends. She makes music out in Toronto, and she's actually been doing really well out there. She was on the Colors show. Her name's Una Mia. Better Care. That's a solid song as well. If you're, it's a newer song. Shout out to her on that.
Shout out to Una.
Very good artist. Super nice human being. Getting the recognition that she deserves. Did you have honorable mentions?
No,
I got one. Imagine you just hear me out, okay? Give her the razzle. I'll wear this shit too when I'm in there, right? We're setting the mood, right? First song I play, Cotton Eye Joe. You know what I'm saying? Get a little fucking. But you know what I'm saying?
Because you're undressing. Just
get.
Jimmy's already in there. I already see Jimmy setting a little walkway to his room with pedals, and he's just sitting there, his legs crossed, body all oiled up, stomach all oiled up, his head all
looking like a fucking greased pig. And then as Cotton Eye Joe goes in there, you know what I'm saying? Give her the hog, you know.
Oh,
if you want to talk about EDC, I'll just give her Darude Sandstorm. You know, but Cotton Eye Joe's got to be a good honorable man.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Cotton Eye Joe's got to be a good fucking, you know, I'd be in there like swimwear, and then in her ear like Cotton Eye Joe, you know what I'm saying? Show her a little line dancing. That's why I asked you before. I was like, are we doing a bit off this, or are we for real? So I was like, fuck it. It's like whatever. But I like the songs that you know, if anyone that's viewing this, listening to this, watching this, whatever, if you guys have any songs in mind, what are songs that you guys would have if you're in that predicament or in that scene, I guess you could say, being with somebody and you're about to set the mood? You know, what are songs that you would have? If I swear to God, if I hear Genuine's Pony like 50 times, or if I see that in the comments, I swear to fucking God, I will give myself CTE. I swear to God. I don't. I've heard
ESPN.
CTE, ESPN, LMNOP. You know what I'm saying? I don't care.
I mean, even too, like, there's, in my opinion, oldies, that genre of music can honestly just set a mood on its own. You
That's
just
true.
look up Barry Manilow, The Temptations, any one of those, and you just
Roger has some.
Me and Mrs. Jones. Have you guys ever heard of that one?
Yeah.
Me and Mrs. Jones. That one's a fucking great.
Some Barbara Mason.
Liberian Girl by Michael Jackson. That's
Brenton
underrated.
Wood.
Brenton Wood. I was literally listening to
Cali Legends.
Yes. There's a lot of good songs to listen to now.
Mean, if we're gonna say genre, oldies definitely would be
solid.
A solid way to set the mood, especially because, like, obviously in today's time, I mean, a lot of music can be, you know, very vulgar towards women, the way, you know, we as in the male culture refer to them sometimes. And yeah, I mean, some girls don't give a shit. There are a select few that actually do care how, you know, like, and I get it. I mean, you know, I wouldn't want to be referred to that if I was in their shoes.
And then what I don't know, what I've seen, like, even from picking up my sister and seeing, or going out and seeing how, like, guys are with, like, girls that they're on a date with, or they're taking out. They don't even, like, try to do anything, like, romantic no more. It's just like, all right, I need to get straight to the point.
Yeah.
And it's just like, there's girls out there that don't want that. And then I'm like, and then you guys complain why you guys can't date a girl, or girls will hire, like, go with you.
On top of that, there's girls that, and I highly agree with what you said, because there's girls out there that'll say, I want, you know, this type of guy, this type of guy, this type of guy, whatever. And it's genuine, respectful gentlemen, like all of that, like very respectful, you know, very funny, very unique, very good personality, adventurous, whatever that. But then they go for guys that are just like,
what you got in that bank account, you
that
know,
give you the old what poo on the forehead, and it's like, and then you say, oh, all guys are the same. Like, that makes no fucking sense.
That's very fucked up. We are not the same. That's like us saying all girls are the same, and obviously they're not. I mean, it's just the day and age that we're in now.
And there's bad apples either way. It's just like, you know, what the fuck? What do you mean all guys are the same? You know, and I think that's a stigma, and that's a very big issue that our generation is coming across, and we're kind of taking the brunt of it, because we're all kind of the same age. We've dealt with the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen it. how we were. You know, we've had our goofy personalities and stuff, cracking jokes, talking shit per usual. But when we are in a relationship, it's just we're fully focused. We're investing our time in that person that we care about, and we want to plan that future. You know, and you're a perfect example of that. And it's just like I think that in this day and age, it's like there's too much of everyone is the same. It's like not really.
Not everybody wants to get straight to clapping.
Like, yeah, it takes sometimes if you're thinking about that, that's cool and all, but like there's levels to that shit. You know, you got to build that foundation, and then there's people that are like, oh, I'll do that, and and then they get fucked over, and it's like, oh, it's not you, it's me type bullshit. But it's like you just fucked with me. It's like I ain't with that shit. So I became more of a dick because of that.
Yeah, and you don't want to waste people's time either, because it's like if you're just in it for one thing and one thing only, you don't see any bigger picture outside of that. Like, why waste each other's time, and let them be. You go find somebody that actually doesn't give a shit about their time and how they spend it and stuff like that, because there are a lot of people that generally care and look at the bigger picture of things and try to look into the future of things.
And there's like a lot of guys and girls out there that they want to be like really family oriented and want them to meet my family. I want to meet your family.
Yeah.
And honestly, if my sister has a boyfriend, but she brought a guy that's a total douchebag, I'm gonna tell her he's a fucking douchebag. Like, no.
Yeah.
And honestly, even though they say, well, family opinion doesn't matter, it kind of does matter, because look at me, like my girl's family, they love me, they respect me, they sometimes even ignore her and they're like, where's Miguel? But I mean, that's kind of like what you got to build, not just with the relationship with the person, but the family comes with it too.
Shout out to Big Frank.
Yeah.
Big Frank. But yeah, I mean, there's all valid points, and obviously, talked a lot of good stuff today. I know last episode we had a lot of questions, but this time we're kind of emphasizing on certain questions, which is cool. So, obviously we're at this point where, we want to talk about the best things in life. I know you went first last time, so I'll go first and you can go first next episode, whatever works. The best thing, for me this past month, is a lot of growth for myself as a person. Seeing a lot of improvement on bad habits that I've had. And funny how you brought up the whole letting people into your lane thing. I actually did that today. I was like, oh, let me get this guy out of the way, on a motorcycle. So it was like, I felt like I did something nice, but part of me is like learning to build walls for myself in a way that is not too much, where I'm allowing the people that have invested their time into me to stay inside those walls, but also still building those walls so people aren't hurting the side of me that is very covered. I like to be very, friendly, very kind and engaging with people, but at the same time, I'm also very protective of my well-being.
Like an onion, you gotta peel back.
Yeah.
Layers,
same shape and all, like my head and everything. So but also on top of that, being able to get out of that writer's block, this is something that helps me get out of that, which I really love to death. It's actually opened up my mind a lot. Starting to rewrite or starting to fix up and fine tune the album that I got working on. So hopefully, I'm almost done with a couple more lyrics and songs. That way we can get that ball rolling as soon as possible, so that while I'm working on this, I'm marketing and advertising for the album Preach too. So I'm very excited for that. But yeah,
ETA?
No ETA yet. I don't like providing an ETA yet, because then I feel like I'm in a rush and I want to provide the best. Like 9400 did not have an ETA yet until it was at a specific phase, and I was like, all right, where are we at right now? Okay, we're at the engineering phase. What are we thinking of? All right, let's do this. Like, let's do this day. And he'll tell you, and Urgy will tell you, I booked a 4-hour session and knocked out every single song, and we were just like, we were solid. So I think I came back once and just did a little bit of fine tuning, but that was it. But then I was able to provide a day, came back, and one of the best projects I've ever released. So I want to keep that momentum going. But yeah, I don't want to go off too much on that, but that's one of the things that the best things in life is being able to refine everything for myself. So you guys want to go next?
I think, and I saw it yesterday actually, for all those that like speak 2 languages, and them telling kids it doesn't matter. Like, I learned, I'm obviously, my family's Mexican, so I was first language Spanish. And then I saw it yesterday with work that I'm glad I know Spanish because where I went, the meeting I was at, they were all Spanish speakers. And if I would have known Spanish, it would have been like, what am I doing here? And them just seeing the way that, one, I was a Spanish speaker, two, that the way I grew up and how polite I am when I saw people, good afternoon in Spanish, have a great night. So it's just, if you speak Spanish and you're having kids, just teach them the language. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt them. I get it. We're in the U.S. and some people are going to get mad about this, but I get it. Some people are like, no, my kids are in the U.S. They're only going to speak English. It's going to bite them later on. I was like, I see people that I'm like, you're clearly Hispanic. And they go, well, I don't even understand it. Well, you understand it.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, but you understand it. I have cousins that don't speak it, but they understand it.
I understand.
But then there's some, they're
I
like,
can read it, write it. I just kind of hold a conversation.
Yeah, I understand certain terms. Growing up with my family, like my great grandma was solely Spanish.
Yeah.
4'11", just Spanish, and I had to learn from her and my grandma, both lovely women, but I had to learn Spanish from them. So I can understand it. Sometimes I can speak certain things, but I can't keep a conversation, which I'm trying to learn. So I guess.
Yeah. But
it's a sidebar to your thing. Happy late Mother's Day to all the moms if they're watching.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We appreciate everything you do for us, and I mean, we wouldn't be here without you. So just a happy belated Mother's Day to all the moms that do watch.
Yeah.
But that's just for me. Just now in day and age, I see a lot of kids growing up don't speak Spanish, don't speak their previous foreign language. Even if it's German, whatever it is, just keep it going, because then eventually the language is going to die out, because even in like Mexico, they're teaching them English, and a lot of the people are like trying to speak English instead of Spanish. Like, those languages are going to die out. Why are we going to let it die out?
And you got people like in Asian countries like Japan, China, Korea, they're learning 3 or 4 languages, and obviously their respective language is their first one, but they're also learning English, Spanish, whatever other language out there.
Yeah. And if you want to be in business, I'm sorry, but you got to know more languages. You can't just...
It's competitive, especially if you have somebody that diverse. They're going to take that person over you if you don't speak another language, if not multiple languages.
Yeah, and it helps you with customer service. It helps with everything at the end of the day.
Yep. Absolutely.
My best things in life, it's not something that happened today or this week or this year, but I think just overall best thing in life, when your friends, family bring you in like you're one of their own.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I think that is the best fucking thing in the world. My friends, family, Frank and Jesse, if you guys are watching, I appreciate your guys' families bringing me in like I was one of your siblings. Shout out to Frank, Frank, and then Frank's dad, and then obviously Jesse and Jesse's dad, and then even your in-laws.
Oh yeah.
Big Frank, he brought me in, he super wise and, just a wealth of knowledge and stuff like that. And just I've sat down with him a few times and shot the shit with him. And, it's just nice, like I said before, I was single kid from a single mom. I didn't have that, my primary father figure in my life. My father figure was my grandpa and my uncle. So, but just for them to, kind of accept me, that's like one of the fucking things that makes me the happiest in the world is, they accept me and they look at me as one of their own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like my father-in-law, the first thing when I walk in the door and say hi to them, how are they doing? They're like, wait, how's Javi? How's Jacob? How's Jimmy? When are they coming? And it's just like, well, I don't know. I'll ask them, but...
You set it up and I will be there.
Yeah.
I will be there. I'm in there like swimwear. I will be there. Yeah, I can agree to that. I said this thing and it's touchy on on my family side, but it's a true statement. And I'm a very family oriented person, but I also, when a family member passes on into different, they're gone from your life. Unfortunately, families depart. I'm grateful that my friends, musically, personally, like the boys will always be family. So it's a cool thing because when times get tough, and you feel like your family isn't there, your family's still technically there because they're your boys.
Yeah,
so it's a cool thing to see, and I spoke that very straightforward with my mom, and it's like it's the truth. Prove me wrong, and she understood, and I was like, my mom knows that I'm very big on loyalty. I'm very big on respect and loyalty. I know for a fact that I got, the boys are always going to be by my side. We're going to talk shit. Everyone's going to call me bald. I do that all the time.
Or fat.
Or bald and fat. But at the same time, it's like,
God, I'm glad I'm just fat.
just wait until your hairline recedes. But, yeah, that's a cool thing. I still feel like I got family, even if the family is not biologically. So it's a really cool thing to have. But I think that this was a very productive episode. We had a very fun time. Talked about a lot of sports, but also talked about a lot of great things. Tagging on to the questions that we had, to emphasize more on certain things. So that was pretty cool. Of course, for those who are asking, I do apologize. I'm trying to figure out the whole Spotify to post. I believe the audio of episode 1 should be on Spotify within this week. Bear with me. I'm just trying to learn that. I'm not used to posting podcasts. I'm obviously used to publishing music, so I'm trying to understand the certain algorithm on that. But other than that, again, thank you guys for so much love and support that you guys have provided for all of the videos. Obviously, there's going to be shorts out of this one for sure. And there will be more episodes to come. If you guys would love merch, let us know. I'm looking into that too and investing that. But do you guys have anything else to say before we?
One last thing. Big shout out to the 10th Mountain Division out in Finland right now. Made history. My brother's part of it. He's a sergeant there. Big shout out to them. Drove over 500 heavy duty military through Finland, Sweden, and Normandy. And I don't even know how many days. Big shout out to them. Thank you for everything you guys are doing. Thank you for showing everybody in Europe what the U.S. is made about and when we don't play.
Yeah.
Shout out to our sound engineer, Kenny Jesse, again, for taking on our podcast. Today was his daughter's birthday party, and he was still able to make it in and help us record this episode. So thank you, Kenny, for all that you do for us.
Oh, and one last shout out. You guys are in the Orange County, LA, Inland Empire. Hit up Clean Kicks. They'll clean your shoes, hats. He's everywhere. He's mobile. You get drop off to him. However you guys want to do it.
Might need that. I got shoes.
So
I got Jordans.
Shout
I
out
need a
Clean
little
Kicks.
cleaning.
Let him know he's on Instagram. Just hit him up, message him. He's fair on prices. He cleaned my lady's Converse, that's white Converse that she spilled pozole on. And they look, honestly, I wasn't expecting them to look as good as they are, but they look brand new. So big shout out to him.
Right on. Once again, guys, thank you. Instagram, The Roast Pod, YouTube, The Roast Podcast. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let us know. DMs are open. We run the Instagram account as well. We're viewing everything. So more episodes to come. Obviously, merchandise and talk. I know I'm thinking of something. I know these guys are thinking of designs as well. And stay tuned for episode 3. Again, I'm Jay. You got Jacob here and Miguel. We look forward to providing another episode for you guys. So thank you guys so much. You guys have a great night.
Peace.